Okay, you're on. So today's topic I wanted to talk to you about was something that affects everybody on so many levels, and that's fear of failure, and that fear. I know it stops so many people from trying new things. And I also aware that for you, in your unique experience, this is obviously something you could never avoid because you were forced to try many new things. And in order to live the full life that you live, surely this has come up for you many times.
Yes.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that fear of failure?
Fear of failure. Ooh, such a big topic. And I think, like you said, it's common to all of us. And it's something that stops many people of trying new things. It's, I guess, to do with self-confidence. That the fear that if I don't succeed, that people may look at me differently and think differently. And it's again going back to that topic of labels that we discussed a couple of weeks ago or so. Um, because we live with certain image, a label, and a certain way of living. So we all like to go with the flow and live within those, I guess, rules. And
Do we
when
set for ourselves
yeah, I mean they're all self-imposed because we're the one who thinks that we had to do or live or achieve certain things because otherwise we may look or portrayed in the society as a failure or not worthy or something like that. I think it's just people's pursuit of recognition as well, that I done these things, so I should be praised and recognized for my achievements and such like that. So so for me the fear of trying was not something, I guess, I mean, I can say I failed on many things, but as a blind person, I had to try so many things to see what works. Because after living in a certain way for 27 years and in 2010 losing all the vision in a matter of days, it was pretty much, I was okay on Friday and I was pretty much blind on Tuesday. And so after that, I mean, I was no longer able to walk, read, do anything that I was used to do. So therefore, I had to try many, many things, and knowing I'm going to fail. um,
Yeah, I
so
suppose
I
you were thrown in the deep end. Like you couldn't avoid that feeling. Like so
no.
many of us spend so much time trying
So I
to
had to
avoid
let
it.
go of the expectation that I think a lot of people get scared with the expectation of the outcome, because I had to totally forget about the outcome, that knowing that this may turn up okay, this may not, because all I'm doing at the moment is just you can say experimenting or finding out what works best for me, like what is a more suitable way of walking from my house to the bus stop, or how to find the correct bus, so to find the correct cereal for breakfast. And so many things, I mean, all of a sudden, you're thrown into the, not just the deep end, the absolute deep end.
So did you have to somehow make peace with failing a lot?
Yes, because I knew this is I made it as a game to see, like, yesterday was a bit of a hard, it took me about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes to find the cereal box.
Really?
I don't know. Just as an example, I can't remember that far back how long it took me, but almost a decade ago. But and is there a way I can think or devise to make it maybe cut down to 8 minutes? Again, it may fail and it may go up to 12 minutes. So it's again, I was never focused on the outcome. I think a lot of people this day and age are scared to try new things because they are more focused on the outcome and what other people think. So therefore,
Yeah, I was
they
going to say that it's mostly like looking silly or looking ridiculous or that fear of not living up to a certain expectation or how we're perceived, and so we avoid things that's scary to us.
Because we all, regardless we are, able or differently able or blind or sighted, we all have unique abilities and capabilities, that that we can say we are good at, or we are unique to us, that we can contribute to the development or to the betterment of this wider society. So how can another person judge how well we are good in that particular activity? Because it's just because I'm blind. I know it's a common label I get, how can I walk? But only I know how far and how fast, and how how uh, difficult things are when I'm walking. Like if I'm going up a mountain or a rocky cliff or something like that, only I can judge with my abilities, saying how difficult it is, because the outsider can only assume. And but unfortunately, this day and age, with the way we live with labels, and that trying to protect and to promote that one's image, with the others, to say that, oh, that,
Yeah.
and we take the outside assumptions as the truth, instead of trusting your own capabilities, abilities. And I guess all you're doing with that is just undermining your own capabilities, and and displaying your lack of self-confidence with yourself. And all you sudden say, oh, maybe he's right, maybe I'm not good at this, and that might, because I'm blind, I might struggle with shopping or going overseas, and or doing outdoor activities. So again, all of a sudden you take someone who had no idea what you are capable of, and what your skills are, and then you take that as the truth, and all of a sudden you undermine your own abilities and your skills. So again, for me, um, the fear factor never really entered into my life, because I had to let go the expectation. For me, I tried everything because I love it. I want to do it, and there are
Yeah,
the
and
activities
knowing.
I enjoy. Because I mean, no one's going to have a success rate all the time, because even the great teams lose every now and then.
Yeah.
And therefore it's a matter of enjoying something, because as a blind person I always live for the moment. And and that opportunity may not come for me. So it's, if I have to when an opportunity come, and instead of saying, oh, what if I fail, and what if I make absolute fool in front of this, in my friends or whatever. I mean, those are the common things go through many people's mind, because they want to be like, oh yeah, I'm good at this. That's the image they like to promote all the time. And for me, it's just the failings or the stumbles, they were
Part of it.
part of my development, my teaching as a blind person, to say like, yeah, I mean, you tried this, it didn't work last time, so don't do it
Yeah, I
again.
was going to say that you have
Yeah.
to like know. We just have to know that there's no way we're going to get good at anything unless
Unless we
we're
try.
prepared to stumble.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because
Which is crazy, isn't it? Because I know myself as such a perfectionist growing up. I avoided so many things. If I'd weigh it up, and if I thought I couldn't be really good at it, I just wouldn't do it. As a kid, I can see that, but it's the opposite of what's gonna, make it work.
it's
To
like me playing cricket as a blind, I mean, with a very severely vision impaired person. I think I had about less than 10% vision when I played cricket with my sighted friends against sighted teams. And I
that
mean, I
sounds
knew I was,
terrifying.
I knew I was going to, miss field every now and then. I mean, that's, if I, um, if I
If you
had that, idea in my head, then every time I misfeel because of my blindness, I'm going to get picked on and all that,
Yeah,
then
and
I
then like,
would not.
what's the point of doing it?
Yeah,
Then
what's
you
the
would never
point?
do it.
I'll never even put a step on the cricket field. But I had amazing 4 years playing cricket, and not just cricket, hockey and soccer and all the other things. But I just knew, if I had to use the misfielding as an example, it's it's not just me. Even the fully sighted people drop the catch every now
Yeah.
and then, misfield, and get out first ball.
Yeah.
So it's all part of the game, It's again because it's something I really enjoyed, and I every game I was able to play, I played it as my last because I didn't really think of the next thing, and so again I didn't really think about the outcome as well because I was there to enjoy that particular day with my friends and an activity I loved, and so therefore again that I put away that concept of failing because
Yeah.
failing is something we create ourselves.
Yeah.
To
And
I guess
really,
it is I guess a common justification to avoid
yeah, to
trying.
never start. I was going to say
Yeah,
that really the only time you fail is if you actually never begin.
never begins. Yeah, because if you fail, you might discover something amazing when you try something again. Because I mean,
Yeah, I think that's something I've learned from you too. Like you do turn everything into a game. It's like a new challenge. It's like, okay, like how am I going to make this work? It might not work the way everyone else does it, but how am
yeah,
I going to do it? And you turn it into a fun challenge, a game, and you come up with your own ways. And if you didn't step into the arena and give things a go, you
yeah,
could never do that.
yeah. I mean, that's what I mentioned in the beginning because we all have unique abilities, and it's all about adapting that whatever activity to suit one's abilities. I mean, we can going shopping as a blind person is totally different to you the way you go shopping because you probably do that in 10 minutes and that might take me about an hour to complete my shopping. But then again, the way I do it, but we both going to achieve the same target, but the methodology and the time it takes to complete that task may be different. But that's not the point. It's about that
The experience,
participating
the
and
experience, yeah,
experiencing and doing that task because
living.
if I to say that oh no I can't go shopping because there's every possibility that I'm going to pick up the wrong thing like the wrong brand, the if it's for an example apples, I instead of Red Delicious I might pick up Royal Gala, or if it's
Yeah.
chocolate, instead of Cadbury I might pick up a Lindt. Oh, there's so many things that can go wrong, but if I'm to think oh every time I say like oh I'm going to absolutely make a fool of myself by picking up the wrong thing, it's just a it's again um, it's again limiting. You're the only one who's putting a barrier to yourself
Yeah.
because nobody else is, because
Yeah.
they
And
don't
if you
know
have
what.
that frame of mind,
Yeah,
you're not going to
yeah.
enjoy the
Because
experience
when I'm
anyway.
going shopping, the other people don't know whether I'm here to pick up a Red Delicious or a Royal Gala.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I know
only
you set yourself kind of like little challenges. Let's see how well I do.
and
And you can laugh about things, and I think that's
yeah,
a key to being willing to
yeah.
step into
You need
anything.
you need to see I mean in a bigger thing. I mean there are small things, but I guess people are.
We're too hard on ourselves.
I think yeah. I mean we put tougher expectation in this day and age to be a certain way, and I think when you put more tougher restrictions on yourself and you just limit yourself, you become a bit of narrow-minded
Yeah.
instead of seeing the beauty and the possibilities that one mistake create. Because no one's going to be perfect at the first go because I guess
Or maybe the second or third or fourth or fifth.
yeah. And but every attempt you're going to learn something new, maybe improve that skill or maybe learn something that
Figure out a new way.
new way that you never actually thought about it before, because then that might open up a whole new world for you.
Yeah, it's like bringing that energy of curiosity, like that childlike curiosity to things instead of just ruling things out because we don't want to feel fear.
Yeah.
So we're like, get curious about life, get more playful with it,
Be playful and enjoy it, whatever
and
the
stop
activities.
already trying to determine what the end result's going to be before you even get in there.
I think that's the biggest problem is we all trying to be perfectionists this day and age.
We think we know what's going to happen if we do this, but we don't.
Even before we start the activity, when we all think about what if, is it going to be this way, that way, or am I, is it, it's like going to a new country. People ask me whether, how hard that is. It's like, no, it's actually a very easy thing to do, and I love it because even though I don't speak the language or don't know anyone, you know, but that's part of the fun because there's no actually something to measure yourself against because you're there for the first time and you're there to enjoy because everything is a new experience for you. Even the things you see, they're all new experience too. So, but if I had to say like from the beginning, no, yeah, I like to go, but what if I get lost as a blind person? What if I can't find this, that, and what if I lose something? And there's so many negative things you put on yourself. All you're doing is just saying yourself, no, I don't really want to go because you're looking for a way out, a justification, to so you don't sound bad or anything.
It's almost like our mind needs to have it all figured out so that we feel safe. If I know it's going to be a certain way,
how do you
then
know
I feel
what's
secure.
going to happen?
Exactly. So letting go of that and getting comfortable with resting in the unknown. And actually that's an exciting place to sit because then you can get curious about, I don't really know what's going to happen, but let's give it a go and let's just see it unfold in the moment.
Yes, I mean,
let go of it.
Yeah, all I had to, concluding, all I want to say is that if an opportunity comes, grab it, give it a go, because it might be the only opportunity you get, and on the other hand, it might open up a whole new way because you might have an opportunity to learn something that you never knew before, that you never knew existed before within yourself. It's a way to explore yourself. It's a way to test yourself, to see what you are really capable of. Unless you don't try new things, how do you know what you are capable of? Because we like to pick 2-3 things that say, oh yeah, we're good at things, and we like to sit with that for the rest of the life.
Stay safe. How boring.
And so it's it's an exploration. It's a great way. Failure is a great way to learn because then you get to experiment next time and say like, yeah, no, that way didn't work, so I'm going to try this way. And so it's an opportunity, it's an adventure, it's a very fun ride because I had to fail many times to find things that are working for me, like using a computer. I don't know how many times I made my computer break because keep pressing the wrong keys and things like that. But now I know how it, the quick way to access various programs, and same with everything. I mean, if I had that very self imposed narrow-minded thing, say like, no, as a blind person, I am not going to try many things because I may fail and I might break things, or I might go on the wrong road or something like that. I mean, then
create quite a prison cell for yourself. Like make the container smaller and smaller. If you're always going to avoid feeling any of those things.
Because I was ready to fail and to learn from that and to explore, and for the last 20 years, I've been able to do so many things. I've been able to pursue every single activity I loved, traveling, writing, outdoor activities, painting, so many, like all the organizations I work for, organizations I always admired. And I pursued things I loved, and I was able to do that because I didn't really put a final expectation. This, I'm doing these activities and the outcome has to be this way, because all I did was to test myself as a blind person. How can I do these things, and how can I learn these things, and if I can do this, how can I teach another person to do this thing who also shares the same love and a passion for those activities? Because fear is, again, like I said, it's a bit of a it's a lack of self-confidence and a bit of a discouragement you have with yourself. So if you see someone else doing it and say, oh, he's blind and he's going overseas and he's hiking and doing many outdoor things that people generally think is difficult for a blind person, then all of a sudden you get a bit of a sense of motivation and an inspiration to do things. So that way, that expectation, oh, maybe it's not so bad after all. But once that appears in a one person's head, it's amazing to see what happens. So,
Yeah.
so again, yeah, I mean, the fear is something you create for yourself,
Yeah.
and it's the only you can.
And also stop avoiding the fear. Get curious, move into it. Like you can feel fear, but don't let it stop you.
Yeah, I mean, the fear can limit your self, but at the same time, with your confidence and your abilities, you can blow away the fear yourself too, because it's a mental creation. It's something. If it's happier, it's in the mind. It's something you can get rid of it too. It's just
Move
all
through
about
it. Expose yourself
it's
to it.
about your motivation. So
yeah, beautiful.
thank you.
Thank you for sharing.